Welcome to my channel and Assalamu alaikum. Today I will talk about Yom Takbir, the day when Pakistan was declared as seventh atomic power of the world, one of most esteemed story in the history of Pakistan. So let's start.
Pakistan nuclear energy program was established and started in 1956. Following the establishment of Pakistan Atomic Energy Commission (PAEC), and first chairman was Dr. Nazir Ahmed. Two research centers became functional in 1961. One was in Lahore in West Pakistan and one was in Dhaka in East Pakistan. The very first step was completed in 1963 after the discovery of uranium in Dera Ghazi Khan in Siwalik Hills. According to recent studies, Pakistan is on number 14 in percentage production of
Uranium.
with its production in North Pakistan like Dera Ghazi Khan, Suleiman Range to Bannu Basin. A number of scientists were sent abroad to pursue the doctorate degree. Initially, the program was for peaceful purpose and industrial use of nuclear energy. Proposal for nuclear weapon came into 1960 but remained invalid until 1971.
Due to strict non-nuclear weapon policy. But a meeting in December 1965 between Pakistan's Foreign Minister Zulfikar Ali Bhutto and Munir Ahmad Khan, a Pakistani nuclear engineer in International Atomic Agency, later became chairman of Pakistan Atomic Energy Commission, caused to introduce some new trajectories due to Indian nuclear program.
Now let us talk about some of important personalities who took part in developing Pakistan's nuclear program in such a way that research got momentum to be successful. First one, Zulfikar Ali Bhutto, the politician who served as Foreign and Mineral Minister, became President in 1971 and Prime Minister of Pakistan in 1973. One of famous public statement given by Bhutto was, "We'll eat grass, even go hungry, but we'll get one of our own atomic bomb. We have no other choice." Bhutto was among those who took part in development of atomic weapon technology of Pakistan very seriously. Then it was General Zia's tenure during which most of work was carried out. He tried his best to keep this mission a secret, as he knew that if this went public before success, we will not be able to work on it due to the pressure of international community. As tension increased on both sides of Indo-Pak borders, General Ziaul-Haq suddenly visited India during the cricket match in 1987. While saying goodbye to Gandhi, he said, "Mr. Rajiv, you want to attack Pakistan? Do it. But keep in mind that this world will forget Halaku Khan and Genghis Khan and will remember only Ziaul Haq and Rajiv Gandhi because this will not be a conventional but a nuclear war." In this situation, Pakistan might be completely destroyed, but Muslims will still be there in the world. But with the destruction of India, Hinduism will vanish from the face of this earth.
Now let's talk about some of heroes, or you can say fathers of Pakistan atomic energy technology.
First one, on the left corner, Munir Ahmed, who led Pakistan Atomic Energy Commission from 1972 to 1992 as chairman. He was technical director of program to develop nuclear weapons. He was from Kasur district of Punjab. He had master's degree in electrical engineering, also in nuclear engineering.
Was the first Asian member from any developing country who was appointed at a senior technical position in International Atomic Energy Association (IAEA). In 1958, Khan joined the technical branch of Pakistan Atomic Energy Commission (PAEC), serving at the advisory board. Munir Ahmed was also one of the first Pakistani who wants Pakistan to develop atomic bomb as he knew India is already working on it. Doctor Abdus Salam, who brought first Nobel Prize to Pakistan. He was from Jat community of Jung district in Punjab. He was the founding director of Space and Upper Atmosphere Research Commission, commonly known as SPARCO, and responsible for establishment of the Theoretical Physics Group (TPG) in Pakistan Atomic Energy Commission. As science advisor to Ministry of Science and Technology, Salam played a role in Pakistan's development of peaceful use of nuclear energy and contributed as well to development of atomic bomb project of Pakistan in 1972. After Dr. Abdul Salam, we have Dr. Abdul Qadir Khan, the national hero, who returned in 1974 from Germany, where he worked with Urenco, a nuclear fuel company which is a joint venture of British and Dutch companies, and established Kahota Research Laboratories (KRL) in 1976 and served as its senior scientist and chairman. He was Khanzada Rajput who was born in Bhopal but migrated to Pakistan after partition of India. And then here comes another, Dr. Tasneem Muhammad Shah. He is a Pakistani scientist and mathematician who was one of the pioneers in instrumental research and contributed in computational fluid dynamics at Dr. A.Q. Khan Research Laboratories. However, most of us are not familiar with him. By the year of 1986, scientists were confident enough that they are ready to perform tests within 1 week upon a green signal from higher authorities of Pakistan. But I guess that wasn't the right time to declare yourself atomic power due to non-proliferation treaty. A treaty whose objective is to prevent the spread of nuclear weapons and weapon technology, to promote cooperation and peaceful use of nuclear energy, and to further the goals of achieving nuclear disarmament. Pakistan didn't sign nor accepted the treaty. Neither India, Israel, and South Sudan responded positively. Three of them, Israel, India, then Pakistan, became atomic power after non-proliferation treaty. However, South Sudan is not atomic power today. In 1998, Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif ordered Ishfaq Ahmed, one of senior member of Pakistan Atomic Energy Commission, to perform the test in Chagi due to his long experience of performing tests in the past. Dr. A.Q. Khan was upset with Prime Minister's decision. Without wasting a minute, he went to Joint Staff Headquarters, where he met with Joint Chief General Karamat. Lodging a strong protest, then General Karamat called the Prime Minister and decided that Kerala scientists, including Qadir Khan, would also be involved in test preparation. The date 28th May 1998 came soon after India became atomic power on 11th of May 1998 with 5 successful tests. The delays were due to final preparation and also Pakistan has to observe the reaction of world about newly emerged atomic power even after non-proliferation treaty. Israel also became an atomic power after non-proliferation treaty, but there was no reason to wait when India was declared as an atomic power. Prime Minister of Pakistan Nawaz Sharif addressed about victory. He said, Pakistan today successfully conducted 5 nuclear tests. The results were as expected. There was no release of radioactivity. He also congratulated whole nation and the entire team of this success story. He also said that Pakistan has been obliged to exercise the nuclear option. Due to recognition of India's nuclear program, this has led to collapse the existential deterrence and had radically altered strategic balance in our region. Talking about the impact of nuclear technology, Dr. Abdul Qadir Khan stated on 16th May 2011 that Pakistan's motivation for nuclear weapon arose from a need to prevent nuclear blackmail by India. Had Iraq and Libya been nuclear powers, they wouldn't have been destroyed in the way we have seen recently. We Pakistanis don't have lost half of our country after a disgraceful defeat in 1971. At the end, let's talk about the warheads, explosive of a missile. Pakistan has a total of 150 to 160 warheads as per report published in 2019. When talking about missiles, Shaheen, Abdali, Ababil, Gauri, Babar, Ghaznavi, Shahab family. The longest range can be covered by Shaheen 3, which is having a range of 2750 kilometers. Tested on March 9, 2015, which is enough to cover Pakistan's enemy. However, Pakistan research and development never ends. There is always a possibility to improve, and Pakistan works on it. Pakistan has different delivery systems to launch nuclear attack from land, air, sea, and also working to develop a nuclear submarine. A self-declaration is necessary as details of nuclear energy project is a serious issue, as no direct content is taken from any official. The whole information is taken from different sources that are publicly available. At the end, thank you very much